Hi guys, it is Miss Amanda from Reigns, and we are doing today's horses in history video, and Dee decided she wanted to help today. So this is Miss Dee, and she decided she was going to be today's helper because we are talking about Bucephalus. And Dee knows that people talk about Bucephalus as a big black horse who's one of the most famous horses in history, who's known for being big and black, really intelligent and spirited. And Dee heard that and thought we were talking about her for a minute. So Dee's going to help while we talk about Bucephalus. Now, Bucephalus is, again, arguably one of the most famous horses in history, and he's famous because he was Alexander the Great's horse. Oh, hi, Dee. The legend has it that Bucephalus was actually brought to Philip, who was the king of Macedonia, and who was Alexander the Great's father, and his price tag was actually 3 times higher than normal horses at that time because he was so special. He was so big and black and beautiful and spirited that they thought he was worth 3 times what the average horse was worth. But there was a problem. He was unruly and they couldn't train him. So Alexander the Great, who was at the time 12 years old, went to his dad and said, "If I can train him, can I have him?" So Alexander the Great's dad said sure. And Alexander the Great, who at the time wasn't great, he was just 12 years old, noticed that he thought the horse was scared of his own shadow. So the legend says that he turned the horse facing the sun so that the shadow wouldn't scare him, and he removed his own cloak so that it wouldn't flap around and scare him, and he was able to tame the horse. So his father bought him for him. So Alexander the Great got Bucephalus when he was just 12 years old. Now, why did they become so important in history? Well, Alexander the Great became one of the most famous, well-known kings in history. He was born in Macedonia in like 356 BC. Got Bucephalus when he was 12 years old because he won the bet with his dad, and became the king of Macedonia when he was just 20. But he had a goal to conquer more lands and unite all of Greece and then move into Persia and India. So, but by the time he was 32 and died, so in the 12 years he'd been king, he had amassed the largest area of land of any king in history, and is known as one of the greatest rulers. But he couldn't have done that without Bucephalus. He rode Bucephalus in many, many, many battles, and Plutarch, who's an ancient historian, actually noted that Alexander the Great had Bucephalus until he was 32 years old, which even by today's, Bucephalus was 32 years old. Even by today's standards, that's quite old for a horse. So Bucephalus was indeed a special horse. He managed to live way longer than the average horse back then, especially considering he was ridden into battle regularly. And Alexander the Great thought Bucephalus was so important that he even named a city he conquered after him. He also named a city after his favorite dog. So again, this is Miss Amanda in the Michigan City Barn. I'm here with Dee, who's helping me with today's horses in history. And we're talking about Bucephalus and Alexander the Great. And I will, again, post a whole bunch of learning opportunities and links below this video for those of you that want to do more exploring and learn more about Bucephalus and Alexander the Great. Talk to you soon. Bye.